from the cup. A little chocolate milk break in here. Giving your girl that vitamin D. Am I right? Nah, I'm not right. Wrong. What's up, guys? My name is Mark Martinez from Pop Punk Present and Past. So today is another countdown video. If you didn't check out my top 20 songs of 2016, you can click the card up somewhere right now. Check that video out because today we're going to be counting down my top 10 albums of 2016. This doesn't need that much explanation. The Gregorian calendar year of 2016. But yeah, top 10 albums of the year. Let's get into it. Got a couple of honorable mentions, which include Chemical Miracle by Trophy Eyes, The Dream Is Over by Pup, and finally the third and last honorable mention is actually only a 3-song EP. That is, of course, Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties' release, Bittersweet.
Hey, here's to you, California. Beautiful haze of suburbia.
First time I listened to this record, absolutely loved it. Then it kind of grew off of me. I kept listening, I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't that good. Maybe it was all hype. But then it grew back onto me the more and more I listened. I was like, no, I was just doubting myself. I legitimately enjoy this album, and I still do. This record is incredibly fun top to bottom, and it's not perfect, nowhere near, but it is really the album that summer 2016 needed. Considering everyone always assumed that all of Blink's experimentation came solely from Tom, this album is really diverse. You obviously get your Blink-182 sound that you expect, like Cynical. You get the joke songs that you expect, like Built This Pool. But then you get some really poppy stuff like Sober, and some ballad types like Home Is Such a Lonely Place. Then you got some more experimental tracks like Los Angeles, and a beautiful album closer in California. This album is fun. Whichever way I look at it, it's fun to listen to. It makes me want to dance, makes me want to drive down the street with the windows down, wind in my hair, blasting this record. Favorite song off this record was San Diego.
She said, drink that love, don't demand it, cause baby I can't stand it, when you look so pathetic, I can't stand.
Honestly, out of all these artists, Dance Gavin Dance is probably the ones that most force their way in the list. I really don't listen to much post-hardcore these days, but this album is just really good. They don't show anything ridiculously new. Really, everything they've been doing right for years fell in place beautifully on this album and is put together in the most complete and mature way that they've ever put out a record. The unclean vocal performance throughout the record is probably the best ever on a Dance Gavin Dance album, and Mess shows some very legitimate progress as a vocalist himself. Similarly, Tillian boasts a phenomenal vocal performance that probably rivals just about anything released this year. Dance Gavin Dance has always had some of the best guitar work, really technical, but never feels forced down your throat. I really recommend this to anyone who likes something a bit heavier, but there's definitely something for any music fan here.
Expectations are part of the seams. You don't need to be anyone or anything. You're your own.
As far as just song play count is concerned, this is probably one of the records that I listened to most this entire year, and it just came out in October. Whoops. Strong accented vocals that travel across the entire stylistic spectrum, nice guitar leads, clean instrumental performances throughout the entire record, as well as some really memorable melodies, some hecka good bridges, some nice big grandiose conclusions, some completely emo songs, poppier pop punk songs, punkier pop punk songs, songs about a space dog, songs about forgetting a birthday, a nice overlying theme of throwing expectations out the window and really just being whatever you would like to be. This album has a few meh songs, but is really solid, and obviously one of my favorites of the year. My favorite songs on this record include Stop Trying, Be Nothing, and Leica. Don't make the like a bitch joke again. Like a bitch!
You ain't married to no average bitch, boy. You can watch my fat ass twist, boy. As I don't
Oh, this is definitely not lemonade. Chocolate lemonade. As much as I love poppy, fun, dancey, chorus-led songs, if you can make a record that grabs me, tells me a detailed roller coaster of a story, makes me cry my eyes out, and leaves me emotionally affected, you've got me sold, you've got me hooked, you got me. And honestly, when this first came out, the hype kind of drove me away. However, when adventuring back and giving it another chance and giving it a complete, undivided attention listen throughout the entire record, I was proved wrong. Her vocal performance is absolutely spectacular throughout the entire record, but that's kind of expected. Where this record really shines for me is lyrically. The story told throughout these 12 songs is legitimately unforgettable. If this doesn't take your heart and turn it into a bag of jello, then quite frankly, you're not human, and I have no idea how you've been entering CAPTCHAs for as long as you've been alive. Continuing on, experimentally, this album is very diverse, and in most of the experimenting it does, it succeeds in it. Going along with that, vocal filters are used quite a bit throughout this record, but more often than not, it's in a very tasteful manner. You didn't see any of these songs on my top 20 songs of the year because I'm not really in love with any single song. The whole is so much greater than the sum of its parts. Shout out to Jay-Z for this one. Thanks, fam. Favorite songs include 6 Inch and Sandcastles. Jeffster. I'm not gonna say much about this one. It's really raw, it's fast, has some really good musical depth, but once again, the lyricism is where this shines. Legitimately, just about every song on this 17-track album has great lyricism. Each one talks about something significant, each one looks below the surface, each one finds a way to open your eyes to a specific topic. Take your time with this one, it'll come to you. Thanks, Jeff. Favorite songs on this one include Blast Damage Days and Festival Song.
It's not like me to forgive and move on, always looking back on my mistakes and others.
This Modern Baseball record probably has the coolest backstory as far as how an album was written of the year. But pretty much Brendan Lukens and Jake Ewald, both the guitarists / vocalists and main songwriters of the band, wrote this record in 2 halves. Hey man, write half the record, I'll do the same. That's what they did. This album really has everything I could ever ask for from Modern Baseball. It has its classic fun, jammy, one-liner jokes. At the same time, it has some really serious themes and mature lyricism that show clear progression in them as a band. Also, it's really astoundingly cohesive considering it was written in 2 completely separate halves. So really, this record just feels so real to me. None of these feels forced or fabricated or kind of tossed together. Modern Baseball are so Modern Baseball on this new record. They're a progressed, more mature, a little bit more serious, deeper meaning version of themselves, but themselves nevertheless. Really easy to listen to this one. Favorite songs include Apple Cider, I Don't Mind, Wedding Singer, and Every Day. Hold on, texting Bay.
And I can feel you reaching through the cracks. A simple change of seasons and you're back. All the roses in the
I offer a challenge to anyone who has just completely shunned away pop music from their musical arsenal to listen to this record and not enjoy it. Carly's vocal performances change perfectly to fit each specific song, specifically notable in songs like Higher or Cry. I don't think there's a bad hook on this record. Heck, some of the verses on this record are significantly catchier than some of the choruses I heard on other stuff in 2016. Instrumentally, this record gives you so much more than just about anything on the charts. The production is immaculate, literally perfect. Maybe one skip track on the record, but the rest of them are so good. So modern, so poppy, so complete. There's a B-side release, but nothing here feels half-assed. Favorite songs on this one include Cry and Roses. Dog. There's a dog on the album cover, and it's chewing a mannequin head. Mannequin challenge head. This album is a bit different from past Joyce Manor releases, but at the same time, it's my favorite release by Joyce Manor. Top to bottom, there's not really a single song I dislike at all. Every single song is memorable in some own way, in its own respect, and that's really one of the only albums of the year that pulled that off for me. This is 25 minutes of bliss. Lead guitars throughout the album fit perfectly and have just the right amount of grit in them. There's plenty of memorable hooks in here, and this is just a really jammy, fun to listen to release by Joyce Manor that grew more and more on me the more I listened to it. This one's chock full of playlist-worthy songs. Must listen. Favorite songs include Stairs and Fake ID. This album is beautiful, beautiful. From the very first listen, I knew we had something special on our hands with this one, and it really only got more special. Quite literally, this may be the perfect emo / pop punk album. The vocals are spectacular, from the deep and dark moments to the bright, happy, poppy moments. Eddie really reaches and stretches to all extents of his vocal spectrum in this one. And just about every time proves successful in these ventures outward. The guitar tones and leads throughout are beautiful and deserve a spot on this list on their own. They're dreamy and light and fluffy, and they just make you want to kiss pretty girls. The bass is really an unsung hero, just some really creative, jammy, catchy little bass parts thrown in there that I love. There's clear progression from the themes touched on in their last record, while at the same time there's plenty of context and new storyline added in this record to take new fans on an emotional trip. Really, really, really a must listen. Favorite songs include Sway and Pastel.
Like an army truck back then. We didn't give a fuck back then. I ain't a kid no more.
Frankie, Franny, Fran Cake, Mr. Ocean, Mr. Large Body of Salt Water. Gosh darn it, you really blessed our ears with this one. Honestly, I was really disappointed when I heard Endless. But then this dropped and oh my god, this album is near perfect on almost all levels. Cohesiveness, one of the best put together storylines and complete narrative told out of any album released in 2016. Mix, beautiful. Musicality, the musical depth on every song is tops. And the fact that he uses so much instrumental depth on a 17-song, hour-long album and keeps it feeling fresh in every single song is absolutely ridiculous. It's not safe. Very little about this album is done by the book. There's not a single forced feature in this record. They add to the story, they add to the song they're in. They're not just, here, have the bridge. The lyricism touches legitimate topics, and Frank shows thought and introspection throughout. If you haven't listened to this, you have to. You might be surprised by how much you fall in love with it. It won't win a Grammy because they didn't sign up for it, but I don't care. This is the best album of 2016. Favorite songs include Nikes, Ivy, and Solo Reprise. And that's it, folks. That brings 2016 to a wrap. Definitely make sure to drop your top 10 records of the year down below. If we had some of the same albums in our top 10, or you enjoyed this video in general, please drop a like. And if you did enjoy the content, why not subscribe? I have so many things prepared for 2017. I cannot wait to see where this channel goes. I hope you guys have a great day. Go do fun things and stay beautiful. Say map. Map.
What's outside is not